set it off. I keep a cannon, I let it off. I let it blame on the predator. It's got over money, etc., etc.
All right, it is NGen Radio exclusive Behind the Beat, man. We get a chance to talk to some of our favorite artists and get the exclusive, not only in music, but just in life. And, man, I'm excited. One of my favorite artists is back in the building. I done talked to him before, but it's been a long time, and we're going to set it off with the homie. Bizzle's in the building. Good afternoon, morning, sir. What's happening?
Hey, man, I'm glad to be here, man. It's been a minute.
Yeah, dude, I'm going to get right to it, and then, man, let's just dive deep and into the culture, bro. Set it off. Set it off. I saw it on social media, man. Why we setting it off now?
We always setting it off. First, I've been setting it off since I popped up on the scene. Yeah. But honestly, it's just a play on words in the movie, right? In the hook, I'm saying, I keep a canon, and we setting it off like the canon, the scriptures, and it's just a nice, fun, little bouncy, swaggy record that we dropping.
Yeah, is this a single to a new album, or what's the latest on this?
I'm deciding. I'm deciding right now. Okay. I have enough music to drop an album tomorrow. Okay, it's just, can I be honest?
No, be honest,
man. Folks, now I feel like folks don't appreciate music the same because they're flooded with so much music, right? You can just go open Spotify and turn on whoever you want to, right? And next week is 5 more artists, so I kind of want to treat my music a little different. I don't want to get thrown into that, so I'm thinking about how and when to drop my next project. So and honestly, I'm thinking about whether or not I want to give it to an Apple Music or a Spotify first. Oh, wow. Or do I want to send people to the God Over Money app, right? Do I want to send people to my website? And then, because there's a lot of people who really rock with me, and then there's a lot of people who just, since they don't have to pay nothing, they'll check it out.
Bro, you always been a businessman, and when you just said it right there, you just open up, like, in my head, when you just said, man, the fact that it's over flooded with music. Every time you open Spotify, every time you open Apple Music, you're getting a whole bunch of new music. Man, being where you are in your career right now, how hard is it for you to say, man, I'm taking a year, I'm not working on no music right now, right? Or do you always feel that pressure of, all right, this song was successful, I need to come out with something else?
Nah, I kind of I create when I create. Yeah, you feel me?
What make you go, all right, I'm about to get back in the booth?
Well, I'm never really not in the booth. Really? It's just, while I'm quiet, I'm stacking records. I just haven't recorded yet, but I'm writing whenever I'm inspired. And then this record I got, I've been had. Like, I stay sitting on music. Wow. And what I'm trying to work on doing is putting it out faster. Okay. Because most of the time y'all hear music, I done had it was been recorded for well over a year, sometimes 2 years. Yeah. And then y'all get it. But like, the clip always be full. So I just go and grab one, like, let's go ahead and put something out since we ain't putting nothing out in a minute.
Speaking of the clip being full, bro, let's dive into the culture of just hip hop and not break it down between Christian hip hop and mainstream hip hop. Do you draw your inspiration from what's just going on in hip hop? Is this something mainstream might do? Is it something CHH might be lacking to make you go, you know what, I'm gonna hit them with this?
Nah, not really. I'm inspired by different things, right? So not just hip hop, but the world. Yeah. Sometimes it's what do I need to be this missing right now? Yeah. Right? Do we need a voice that needs to say this? Yeah. And I'm not hearing it be said, or it could just be I'll be in my word and God give me something, or me and you have a conversation like we was having before this, right? And that inspires me to say, you know what, the stuff that we talking about, I wish it was a room full of people that could have heard that and they need it. So let me go ahead and have this conversation on the beat so that we can get that information to more people. So it's a bunch of different things.
Love it. Bizzle in here inside of NGen Radio. Marcus in the morning, exclusive, diving deep into it, bro. I was just talking about you being the businessman. You got Bizzle the artist. You got Bizzle the family man. You got Kiddy Business, and I definitely want to talk about that. But bro, recently you just added a new member to GOM. Man, how do you, and I know people all the time send me stuff, man, can you send this to her? And I'm like, I'm not part of the label. Like, you know what I mean? Your guess is good as mine. How do you find your camp or growing yourself as the business when you're taking yourself out of the artist and you're like, man, I got to run the label?
Honestly, man, it always just happens. Nobody got signed to the label in the same way. Everybody is some type of reason we met, some type of reason we started building, some type of, you know what I'm saying? I try not to force that, because even though it is a business, I try not to run that as far as who becomes a part of God Over Money from a strictly business perspective, because I don't feel like it's mine. I feel like it's God's. Therefore, I can't just move with it any type of way, because he has me stewarding this thing right now. You feel me? Yeah. So you run into a lot of people. You never run out of the talent. Right? You got the talent is all over the place. But what happens when you add heart to the criteria? Walk, faith to the criteria. Right? The one thing that I try to never sign is somebody who still has that them stars in their eyes when they see celebrities and that still want that fame, and they still look up to the secular rappers. A lot of cats, they still look up to these people. Like, I like that to be dead. You know what I'm saying? So that we can move the way we need to move, or else you're trying not to offend. You can be writing and simultaneously in the back of your mind trying not to say nothing that goes against your favorite rapper. You feel me? Like, we need the gospel needs to be primary, right? All your songs ain't got to be about it, but the mission has to be gospel led. And I feel like when you look up to people in a certain way, you get in rooms and change in their presence. And so I want everybody to be Jesus first and be ready to say what they got to say to who they got to say it to.
But so you've been, I'll say this from the outside, ultra successful, running your own thing. Does Bizzle get approached by the majors and people trying to sign you and all of that? And why not go that route? Why just stay, I'm God Over Money?
I've gotten approached, lightweight approached back in the day by like distributors and stuff, but like not like that. You know what I'm saying? But in order for you to want to sign me, you have to know what my content is about and want to sign that content. Do you want to sign the guy that went at Jay-Z? Do you want to sign the guy who went at the LGBT community? Do you want to sign that guy who's talking about abortion?
Are you still that guy?
I'm always gonna be that guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm growing in my approach and picking my battles and my moves. And using wisdom. Right, I'm not swinging on everything moving. Everything blasphemous gets swung on. The Lord told me, he showed me I can't do that. Right. But
that was you at one point in time, though.
Nah, it wasn't never me. There was always wisdom to it, because people always try to put the battery in my back. Every single time somebody disses Jesus or says something, they all in my DMs, they sending me the song, yo, get this guy, get this guy. I would have became a whole nother artist if I would have fed into that and became who they wanted me to be. You know, I say what needs to be said when it needs to be said. There's times where I'm going to speak against Trump, the white church, the black church, black people, white people, racism, homosexuality. Like, wherever God needs me, I need to be able to speak. And you know, on this platform and in this world, acceptance feels so much better than going against the grain. And so my career has been, I do this record, everybody's mad, and then people start to like me again, and it feels good. But then I feel the Lord pulling me to do this record, and I know they're gonna hate me again. And then they start liking me again, and I have to make sure that I don't let how calm it's been make me not jump off the cliff when it needs to be done. You know what I'm saying? Or jump out the window, whatever the case may be.
So as your star has been rising because of people knowing you are that artist that will give somebody that work, and Bizzle can rap, right? Bizzle's full of doctrine, right? when it's time to do collaborations, right? We know a lot of artists in CHH make their money by just doing collabs. Yo, send me X and I'll send you a verse, right? How difficult is it for you to say, yeah, bro, I'll jump on a song with you? Because I'm sure a lot of people ask you about that too.
Yeah, I ain't. You want to know the truth? So I haven't really done I don't really do features like that, right? And I'm gonna tell you what made me stop early on is there was always some type of messiness to the conversation, right? Whether it's just the politics of, oh, well, if I charge you, then you on the internet talking about he tried to charge me this and I thought it was God over money. If I don't like your record, then you dissing me.
Oh,
if I don't have you know what I'm saying? It's like, what if I don't think you're dope? Because when I first came in the game and everybody was saying Christian rap is corny, all that. Yeah. My goal was to never get on anything that would help that stereotype. Yeah. So I'm not trying to get on nothing that I don't think is dope or nothing that would help people to call Christian rap whack. Yeah. Right. So even if I like you as a person, which that's something hard to navigate. You feel me? Yeah. Because it's hard to accept somebody without accepting their talent or their gift that they feel that they have. Yeah. So it became easier for me not to have a conversation and be like, I'm kind of cool on features. And you know, people be like, how much you charge? I'll be like, man, this is what I used to say. If I gotta charge you, I ain't gonna do it. Wow. So normally it'd be off relationship or a mutual respect or something like that. Right. And to this day, I'm trying to get lighter with that. But I don't want to end up on records with people I don't like. Yeah, or end up on a song that's terrible. And no, I don't want to. I want to respect you in real life. Right. Before we on a record. Right. Instead of everybody thinking we rock like that or that I rock with you and then we don't really, but because I just did the record because you was hot and then I met you and you was a jerk. You feel me? Right. And so I just like to know people, build, boom, yo, this dude's solid. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I did a record for somebody not too long ago. I didn't really know who he was. The Lord just put it on my heart to do it, and I did it. Wow. For nothing. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Let's talk about it. Christian rap. NGN Radio, it is Marcus in the Morning. Bizzle exclusive. Set It Off drops today. I can't wait to play this record and put it on repeat, and I'm telling you to go ahead and get it too. Bizzle, let's talk about more business of it. Kiddy Business. Yeah. Right? I'm looking, I think you took I don't know if you took them on tour or you put them on a show. I'm looking at your social media. Yeah, I put them on a show with me. We had a show in Dallas. And for those of y'all that don't know, Kiddy Business, that's my little boys, my two sons, Elijah and Jeremiah. Yeah. They're 10 and 11 right now. Yeah. And they got the gift too. You know what I'm saying? With the music. I wanted to ask you about that. You got two boys and you went ahead and said, let me go ahead. I see the gift in them. Yeah. So you started Kiddy Business and you run the account and you make sure everything is everything on it. In sports, bro, the successful athlete, the pro athlete, oftentimes feels a certain way about their seed coming up in the game, right? Mm-hmm. Luckily, I work in radio, but I played college football, and I was like, nah, my kid's not doing that part at all, right? Yeah, I've had that same conversation with NFL dudes, like, nah, my son ain't playing football. Rapping, the industry, you know about it. You know the good, the bad, the ugly, the stress, all behind it. You see the gift in the kid. Because I think your kids act too, don't they? Yeah. All right, so how do you say, son, you want this life? Come on. Honestly, we're in a position to shield them from a lot right now. So it's a lot easier to do. You know what I'm saying? Okay. And this God over money is real. Right. It was real when I was broke. Now I don't need whatever bag they gonna get from their acting job or none of that. Therefore, you know, there's always power in the ability to say no. Yeah. And so, you know, there's been times where like, they got that 2 moms. Nah, my son ain't doing that. We not even on that ain't what we gonna be on. Right. Oh, y'all have this cussing line? Well, he gonna do the audition. We gonna change the word. I'm not going to tell him cussing's wrong and then you wave a check in my face and I tell him, okay, now son, go ahead and say these words. Right. Therefore, I'm gonna stand on what I stand on. If opportunities are meant for us or for them, then the Lord will make it happen. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But it's not gonna happen by us going against him, and that, you feel me? So even with the music, they have the gift, right? So I want to steward that to the best of my ability without pushing them in any direction.
Are they writing, or is that Bizzle? Because they be going off.
No, they write their own stuff. I've written some stuff, but they can write their own stuff as well.
I salute that. They definitely have the gift there. Because I saw one of them and I was like, nah, Biz had to write that. Like, that boy going off. So
yeah. So they been, but like they write scripts.
Yeah.
Like they just wrote a play for our church for Christmas that they're gonna do. So they got. I'm just looking at it, right? Because you can. Because of your own experiences, you want to try to push them in a certain direction. All me and their mother has ever done is look at them and ask God, what do you want us to do with this? You put them in our hands.
Yeah.
If they want to go in a direction, or if they're then we're going to help them in that direction. Oh, you want to act? I wasn't into acting, but it's like, okay, I have a son who really wants to act. I got one who plays basketball. We can sign one up for basketball.
Yeah.
What do you do for the one who wants to act? So I need to create opportunities for us to all support.
Yeah.
Just like we at the basketball game, or you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah, man, just
bro, how you managing all of this stuff, bro? You got Kiddy Business and you got Daddy Business.
Facts.
You got God Over Money, but you got, I don't know how many artists on there, but you got different individuals you got to take care of that. Then you got Bizzle Business. Then you got Husband Business. How are you managing all of that?
And we got the apparel business.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, you know we're going to talk about that, because I think that's still one of the top apparel companies out there right now.
So honestly, that's something that I've kind of always struggled with. I'm getting better at it now.
Yeah.
But I can tend to get overwhelmed. And I've had multiple breakdowns over the years. Like just bawling, cry, like you try to carry the world on your shoulders, and you know the Lord allows you to see that your shoulders wasn't meant or made to carry all of that, right? So it's a reminder, and a good reminder of how much you need God. And so one thing that I did is I got an office outside of the home. That really helped me, because it was very hard for me to draw the line between home and work. When I'm working at home, I would never get off work. Right. So now I go into the office, I come home, I get to be dad because I don't have to be Bizzle. Yeah. But over just throughout time, and even with going to therapy and stuff like that, and I don't know if this is a good thing or a bad thing, but there's never been a difference between Mark and Bizzle.
Mark is his real name. Yeah.
Right. Mark is my real name. And I've always wanted to be so real that they've been the same person. That's me. If you know him, one, you know the other. Yeah. Right. And so now I'm like, do I need to kind of separate things so that I'm not at home with my family as Mark, wearing all the pressure that it takes to be Bizzle on the platform? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Speaking of which, and I'm going to switch back over to Christian rap, the pressure of being Bizzle, right? It comes with a image. It comes with a brand. And like you said, God over money. Bro, take us through a day, maybe a busy day, a travel day, a studio day, a merch management day, dealing with the artist. Take us through a day of being Bizzle.
Man, every day look different.
Yeah. Take us through a typical day. Yeah.
Every day look the typical like regular, no ups and downs day is I get up, I get to the office, I read, pray, do my stuff in the front part of the office. Then I go to I have to mentally, right? Yeah. I just got diagnosed with ADHD like not too long ago, which I felt like I always knew I had, but learning more about that, right? Right. So I even have to separate that. So the front part of my office, I read, get my devotional in. Yeah. The back part of it is where I do my business, so I can separate that mentally, right? Yeah. So I go back there. I try to it's so much that I do, from, you know, putting together market. I have a to-do list.
Okay.
So I might write on a piece of paper, because the way my mind works, if y'all saw my laptop, you would see 1,000 tabs open.
That's why you said you had to drop off your laptop.
Yo, I do.
Right.
So there's 1,000 tabs open, and that's because of the way my mind works. And it jumps and jumps and jumps. So I'll, you know, as I'm going through the day and something new to do, I got to write it down, and I go through, okay, I put together these marketing ad campaigns on Google and this, and then I got to call in, reach out to them, because they messed this up on Spotify, and they got this person's music on my profile.
Wow.
And then, you know, I got to send them these designs for the apparel. Yeah. And then, okay, for the next 2 hours, I'm about to vibe out, listen to beats. Yeah.
You got a team, or is you still you?
Nah, it's me.
We talked years ago. You was 1D back then. It's just the way you like to operate.
Yeah. No, I don't know, man. I'm open to having. I need a team. Yeah. I need a team, because, like I said, God showed me I can't do everything. So now I have an assistant now. Yeah. And then, you know, my wife has always helped.
She's been there.
But she's also homeschooling the kids. Right. You feel me? Right. So I'll try to do it. Oh.
Check this out. Christian rapper Bizzle. What is wrong? We were just talking off the air or before the interview about Christian rap, right? Or the genre of it. Yeah. Why aren't we in this genre, in this Christian rap space, bigger than what we are? You a dope artist. You know other dope artists, right? Why aren't we as big as mainstream?
I don't think it's intended for it to be that way from the so-called powers that be, right? The wickedness in high places and all of that. What we're on does not help any of their narratives in any type of way. Right. Right. So we might, example, we addressed fatherlessness, right? Yeah. And we'll look at the prison numbers and see the percentage of those in prison who grew up in a household without a father. Right? Yep. And then we'll complain and we'll talk about this thing, but then if we follow that branch all the way back to the root, we also see that our music that we bang all the time promotes a lifestyle that leads to fatherlessness. Yes. Right? Yes. It promotes promiscuity. You're out there sleeping with all these, you know what I'm saying, doing all this and living this lifestyle where you can't be the father in 3 different households at the same time. Okay. So if I'm making you look like you're the man, if you have all these chicks and you're having all this, then the fruit of that is going to be children in the homes with no fathers. Right. We have a problem with the fruit, but we never say anything about what's being glorified to get to that. You feel me? Right. And so if you look at what secular hip hop produces, right, or what it promotes, it's number one. Somebody did a test. I think a pastor did a test a while ago. Okay. We number one in misogyny, number one in sex, hip hop, murder, drug, for sure. We promote that stuff like it's cool and we make it look cool. Right. And this is the problem. And we don't promote the consequences hard either. Nah, not at all. Okay, so is that an accurate reflection of our communities? Because the drug dealers ain't never outnumbered the regular people who hard workers with jobs. Right. The killers ain't never outnumbered the regular people who go and do their thing, go to school, come back. Right. They've always been the minority. So how can hip hop be an accurate reflection when they're the majority in hip hop? Yeah. It's because somebody's handpicking who they want to lead you. Yeah. Right. And that's why when a rapper does get older and starts to get wisdom, he falls off and they get a new little young dude that's 16, 17, 18, so that your kids can look up to this young dude who's going to make all these mistakes and not benefit from the wisdom that this old dude who used to be like that. Right. He's learned from it now, and now he's on something different, but he's not in no more. Okay. So then that's mainstream. Then you take Christian rap, Christian hip hop, gospel rap, whatever you want to call it, right? You got the dope artist in there. Is it still set up to a point where you can't hear a Bizzle song on
Well, I'm sorry, it's more difficult to hear a Bizzle song on College Game Day or the new TV show that's coming out. Is it just harder to navigate into those meetings to get those things done?
I think it's harder. It's not impossible.
Yeah.
For me, it's always happened kind of more so by chance.
Yeah.
And then you have other people who have certain relationships. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, but overall, I think that the narrative is going to be promote this lifestyle, demote that lifestyle, and hide that. That's why, right? Because we're the only genre that gets separated by topic, right? So you can sing love songs,
right.
You can sing about sex, you can sing about whatever.
Right.
You're all in the R&B category.
Right.
Right. The
Right.
moment you start to sing about Jesus, you used to be in a different part of the store.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I can rap about all this stuff. I can rap about money. I can
Right.
rap about drugs. I can
Right.
rap about anything and be in the same group with y'all.
Yeah.
If I start to rap about God too much, you start saying, and then a radio station has said this before, like, that doesn't fit our format, you know, because we're talking about Jesus and folks might be offended. And so now what you're telling me is that a person can talk about killing black folks,
Yeah.
and you're not worried about if that will offend people.
No.
You're worried about if this Jesus will offend people. And so I think it's very intentional, and we're seeing, I think the fruit of that is harmful, because the things that I think people want to see as a whole, we have in the Christian rap community. You have all of these young black men, bro. Folks is out here in their 20s.
Talk about it, yeah.
Married,
Yeah.
raising their children.
Absolutely.
Like putting fatherhood and husbandhood at the top and trying to do it well, right?
Right.
Regardless of the mistakes, man, everybody, they're trying to do it. We're trying to be great examples,
Right.
and these examples are being hidden. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And then you got gospel rap. We just talked about mainstream. But then if you, and I'm going to go ahead and say it because I've been there a few times, you go to award shows like even the Stellar Awards, which is a Christian, almost urban Christian program, right? They don't show Christian rap any. I'm going to the Doves next month. Like it's going to be minimal. They say Christian rap, right? So you're not accepted in mainstream. How does the church look at Bizzle and God over money? Honestly.
So that's the hard part, right?
Yeah. You're
not accepted there. You're not accepted really in the gospel world.
Right.
Because gospel has a different sound. It even, I would venture to say it makes more sense for us not to be played on a gospel music station because we don't sound like that.
But watch this.
Right?
I'm going to combat you on that. Hip hop has been around before. We was babies when hip hop started, right? My oldest brother is in his 50s, and that's all he grew up on, right? So when we say Bizzle's gonna do a show, it's usually the youth pastor saying you're gonna do it for these 10-year-olds.
Yeah.
But we know hip hop is my granddad, like, you know what I mean? So those people that you say we don't sound like, bro, they grew up on DMC.
Yeah, but it's still about, so what I'm talking about is strictly from a, if you make country music,
okay,
just because I rap about country topics don't mean that my music is country.
Okay.
Right? So if you throw my straight hip hop trap song in the middle of all these country records because I'm talking about that kind of stuff,
right,
the listener turn to that station because they like a certain type of sound.
Okay.
So with gospel, if you're going here to listen to praise and worship,
right,
then this hard-hitting sound is not the sound you wanted to hear.
Right.
So I still think that we can get some help because I think on the gospel side, you're trying to push the type of music you like on your children, and they don't like that, and you can't tell them that they're saved because they don't like that. They're not saved because they don't like that sound.
Yeah.
So you should be trying to point them in the direction of people who can cater to that sound and still have the message that you want to bring across.
Right.
But on the secular side of things, our sound fits
Right.
Our sound fits.
The message doesn't.
The message that doesn't. So what it see now we about to get deep, right?
Go for it, bro.
I just the other day on the plane I was watching a movie called Ocean's 8, right?
Okay.
And it's about, these females, they robbing a bank, they pulling off this bank heist and all that, right?
Yeah.
And so as I'm watching it, I'm like, you're naturally rooting for the bank robbers. You're hoping that they pull off this heist.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh man, the police trying to catch them, like, oh no, get away. Oh, that was smart. They did that, right? And you're cheering for the bank robbers.
Right.
Why is that? Why is a Christian watching a movie about bank robbers and cheering for the bank robbers and going against the good guys? What makes you go for the bad guy and not the good guy? It's the fact that whoever produced it and directed it intended for that to be the way that you responded to it. Therefore, they showed it to you in a certain way and affected what you would choose, right? They showed it from the bank robber's perspective out the gate.
Right.
Their story.
Right.
That's what you were on. That's what you was on. You feel me?
Yeah.
And so if a director can do that, then what do you think Satan is able to do? How do you think he's able to direct and control and manipulate the way that you see things and who you go for? That's why the rappers in the secular side, they can go ahead and do what they want to women and talk about all this stuff, and they can be cool. These Christian rappers who promote the change you act like you want to see, right? The ones who are wifing their women, committing to their families, raising their kids, we corny.
Right.
That's the corny ones though. Why? Because you've been presented this in that type of way to make you look at the people that you say that's what you should see on the main stage. Young responsible men who are, that's corny though. These killers, that ain't corny.
It's not corny.
You know what I'm saying? Oh, until it happens to your favorite rapper, then it was corny.
Yeah.
But when we heard people saying they would do that to somebody, that was lit. You feel me? And so I think it's about the way that the enemy, we can't discount the enemy and how crafty he is and how you can always be shown something. When you look at social media, it's all about narratives.
Man.
Whoever controls it, you can watch the same story and one news station that leans this way, paint it one way, the other news station that leans this way, paint it one way. You don't know what the truth is because nobody cares about the truth because they care about their agenda and their side. And so you watch both of them about the same thing and have two different opinions. Why? Because they left out parts. They told you this. They told you, feel me?
Right.
And so that's why, and I'm gonna end it with this. That's why it's important to be in that word, stand on that word, because that Bible don't change. It don't change. All this stuff out here, bro, all of it's one year is this, the next is that. 1 minute we on this and that. Everything's changing and the Bible don't change. That's why they want to get rid of it. 1 minute they telling you, oh, the Bible has been updated and changed so many times. Next minute they're saying it's outdated. How it's been outdated but it's been changing and being updated.
Make up your mind.
You just want to say anything to get us to let go of this word, because every time you try to push every time you try to push the world towards that Antichrist type agenda, you have those little church people saying, no, the Bible says this. No, this is wrong. And you want to shut them up. So how do you do that? You get rid of that Bible they keep getting that information from. You feel me?
I got you. Love it. Bizzle, exclusive right here. Set it off. That's what we're doing right here. Last thing, man, you brought this up, social media, right?
Yeah.
Man, we're in a space now where a lot of you, and like I said, I hadn't had a chance to talk to you in a while, and your music and your career still goes, right? Because of digital content, because of streaming and stuff like that. Man, how are you operating? How did you morph into, man, I'm going to make sure all of my digital stuff is done before the traditional ways of, man, I got to get on the radio station?
Shoot.
Or has it always been?
It's always been that way for me. I never. The radio was always the hardest to get on, right? Especially for the unsigned artists, for the independent artists. That was always an issue, even from when I was on the secular side. There were certain people who had that kind of on lock. Therefore, you go directly to the people, and the digital platforms allow you to do that. And so now, on top of radio, you got the Spotify playlists.
True.
Right?
Right.
Which is hard for the average up-and-comer to get on these playlists. Right?
I'm not an artist. Yeah,
it is. Even for me. As long as I've been doing it, it'd be hard for me to get on Christian rap playlists.
Is that a relationship thing or is that a buzz thing?
No, it can't be a buzz if you got a whole Christian rap playlist that got 50 songs on it and the Bizzle just dropped and ain't on there. So
True.
For some it could be a buzz thing. It can also be a relationship thing as well.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Whatever the case may be, I just try not to bank on that. And so over the years, and maybe this is why I don't have a team, unfortunately, right?
Yeah.
But I never wanted anybody else to be in a position to stop what's going on. Therefore, that's why artists used to fall off back in the day. Why? Did they stop rapping? It's not that they stopped rapping, it's that you needed the label in order to hear from them. And if the label doesn't put their music on TV and on radio, then you, they disappeared because those was the places that you saw them, and so they fell off. And now you can get directly to me. I don't need BET or MTV to tell you that I exist and that I'm still making music. I don't need. I'm on radio and I don't need radio. I don't need.
Right.
I just need the Lord and we gonna keep doing it. And now I have direct contact to everybody who want to rock with me.
Bro, drop a gem right now because it's gonna be a lot of artists that see this. First, it's gonna be a lot of people that hit you and be like, "Yo, I could be on your team if I work for you." I already know that. But you at that position at that point where, and I'm proud when artists get to come in and say, "Bro, I could do it myself," right? And you don't need this megaphone. How do you grow to that status, right? Because you get a lot of people say, man, I need this. Man, I ain't got enough followers. Man, I ain't got. How do you grow to that point?
So one, a lot of the things that you say you need, you gotta do what you gotta do until you get them, regardless, right?
Right.
There's a difference between, man, I need radio, so I'm going to remain stagnant, or man, I'm out here grinding. It would be nice if I had radio, but until then, because that's how your music gets to the people with radio, right?
Right.
Most of the people that I've even done records with is because somebody else told me they was dope, not because they told me they was dope.
Right.
It's because I heard the fruit of their hard work reached my ears somehow.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so you gotta, while these things are nice, right? They can absolutely help you. You're always one Instagram post of somebody posting your music away from going viral and all of that.
Yeah.
But it'd be so many steps you trying to skip on the way there that you better hope you don't get there too fast, because you're not gonna be equipped with the tools you would have needed to stay there and thrive there. So appreciate where you are now.
Yeah.
And it worked different for me, because for me it was like day and night type.
Yeah.
I had to figure it out.
Right.
But you can have access to all of the people, just like on social media, right?
Right.
You have direct access to people. Rock with who rock with you.
Right.
And they gonna tell people, and they gonna tell people.
Right.
And stop focusing so much on all the people who don't, assuming that if they heard you, they would.
Right.
Because you have people who heard you and rock with you.
Right. Rock with the people who rock with you.
Rock with the people who rock with you.
Yeah.
And because sometimes it'd be like, man, if I only got my song on the radio,
that ain't gonna change nothing.
Bro, I've had records that spun on Engine Radio.
Right.
And they wasn't one of the top on the countdown and none of that, right? They didn't.
And then you put something on social media and boom.
Exactly. Right? Or the video might take off.
Yeah.
My YouTube people might like it more than my Instagram people, like whatever the case may be.
Gotta say this, and I gotta give you your flowers, bro. You right here. I actually put it on social media the other day. You are one of the best storytellers that are out there, man. Mainstream, Christian, whatever. So I want to give you your flowers on that. But who is Bizzle listening to? Who is dope?
I don't really listen to rap like that. I ain't gonna lie. I'm a rapper, but I don't really listen to rap. I kind of stay on old school R&B. Like, I'm a 90s R&B head, so
wow, okay.
I'm gonna leave here, be listening to SWV and like Escape.
They don't know nothing about that.
You feel me? And just stuff that remind me. But I also think that that's also like a default for me because of, you know, there's a lot of pressure with these platforms.
Yeah.
I feel like the music that reminds me of when I was a kid reminds me of simpler times. Yeah. When the world was so much easier. And so I feel like I continue to go back to that era. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure. For sure. I love it. Set It Off. Let's talk about it real quick. It's out now.
Yes, sir.
Right. What else can we be expecting from you after this record?
Man, I got a new record with Miles Minnick that I'm deciding if I should drop on y'all before the year's out, and it's fire too. Yeah. It's gonna go, and it might have another. I'm working on this extra little guest feature right now that might be on it too. Okay. And so but it sounds like a summer vibe, and I missed the summer. So I'm deciding if I'm gonna make y'all wait till next summer. Well, you said earlier. I'm gonna say you said earlier you got records. Yeah, put the record out, bro. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Like, love it. Set It Off out now. Make sure you go check that out. Drop something in the comments. Let me know what you think about it. At Bizzle, getting in his DMs. He needs his whole team to work with. All right. God over money in the building. Bizzle, appreciate you, sir. Appreciate you too, man. God bless.
Set it off. I keep a cannon. I let it off. I let it blame on the predator. It's got over money, etc., etc.